early, bro. Hey, what's up, y'all? This right here is my intelligent wife, Aiyana.
And this right here, this is my thoughtful husband, Ayize.
You're beautiful too, babe.
Thank you, sweetie. And you're a cutie too.
Thank you, babe.
Yeah.
You irritated with me?
No.
All right, y'all. When you're engaged in a relationship, you're going to experience challenges. It's inevitable. It really is. My wife and I, we've been married now for 16 years, together for 23. And we've had our ups and downs, our challenges in our relationship. And so it's not just in intimate partner relationships where you experience challenges, but in all relationships, you're going to experience challenges. It's okay. But what's not okay is this. When you find yourself stuck in a position where you're holding on to those challenges, when you find yourself being held hostage by your emotions based off of those challenges, that's not good. That's not okay. And so today we're going to give you 3 R's that you need to make sure you sidestep so that you can move through whatever emotional challenges you experience in your relationship.
And I just want to be clear. He's using the word challenges, but challenges look like all kinds of things. Hurts, right? Pain, betrayal, expectations that haven't been met. Those kinds of things are the things that we're talking about today. And when you've experienced that, whether it's in an old relationship or even in a current relationship, and you are stuck, that is an indicator that you need to do some real work. And so we want to tell you again 3 things that would be evidence that you might be stuck emotionally.
Yeah, so the first thing is rumination. If you find yourself in a space in your relationship where you're constantly playing this thing over and over and over again in your mind, you're ruminating on whatever past hurt you experienced. And that becomes problematic because you're held hostage by those thoughts, by those feelings. When you have those thoughts, they conjure up those same old feelings, and maybe even in some situations, they become intensified. And so you start to hate that person just a little bit more. You start to want to fight that person just a little bit more. You start to want to cuss at that person just a little bit more. It's because you're ruminating on those past hurts. And so that's one thing that you definitely don't want to do.
And that second R is recrimination. Recrimination is when you really, it happens on an unconscious level for most people, but you divert your attention away from the depth of the loss, from how difficult it is, from sitting with it in a way that doesn't just make you look outward, but holds you responsible as well on some level for, how did I show up? What did I do? How did I play a role in getting to where I am right now?
So you're blaming them.
Right. So you are absolutely diverting that attention and blaming someone else. You're putting all your attention on somebody else. It's you. It's the situation. If this would have never happened. Right. And so when it's a matter of really getting focused on this recrimination piece, everybody is responsible except for you, right? And that keeps you powerless. It does not allow you to be able to look at your situation, see it for what it is, call folks out, and then call yourself out, and then move forward with the lesson. What it does is it makes you powerless and makes you a victim because it's somebody else's fault. And when you cannot acknowledge what it is that you've done, you certainly cannot change it because you are focused on everybody else.
Yeah, and not only does it keep you powerless, but it also keeps you emotionally paralyzed.
Yeah.
And so if you're, again, experiencing this whole thing about recrimination, and then you're experiencing rumination, and then the other thing, the third R that we want to talk about, y'all, is this retribution piece. Retribution. You make your partner, you make somebody else responsible for your healing.
Yeah. Oh, that
you're making them responsible for your healing. And so again, you're looking to somebody else.
Yeah.
And you're making that person responsible for your healing. It ain't your work. You're making it their work. It's their work to heal you. No. Now, they may have had a major role in terms of offending you, in terms of hurting you, but it's your work that you got to do the healing.
And, oftentimes, this can look like really, if you really be honest with yourself, hoping and wishing in some way that someone will come and say sorry, that they'll apologize to you, that they'll tell you or acknowledge how they messed up, right? Because particularly for those who are still in relationship, we want them to get it. And so that's why we won't let certain things go. And we keep bringing it up every third or fourth argument because we want you to make it right. Right. And so it's holding on to this fantasy that when they do that, if they were to do that, that somehow that makes you whole and, redeems you and gets you to the place you need to be. But we know that when that happens, when people actually do apologize, it don't take the pain away.
No.
When they actually acknowledge whatever it is that you want them to acknowledge, it doesn't do anything radically different for the situation. What has to happen is what my husband said. You got to do the work that you need to do. So do not find yourself in a place where you want something outside of yourself to make you whole.
Yes.
You will always come up short. So we've given it to you guys. Rumination, all right, recrimination, and retribution. Those 3 R's, those are indicators that you are stuck emotionally, that you are not letting go, that you are in a place where you are attached more to your story and to your hurt than you are to the possibilities and to your healing. I want you to go ahead and rewind this if you need to see which one you might be doing a little more than the others. And remember that you can't do any of these things if you don't stop playing
and start pushing.